It's a very beautiful morning on match day 3 of the ACC Women's Premier Cup 2026 in Malaysia. We are at the STC Oval, and our first game today is a must-win match for both sides, and it's a clash between Myanmar and Japan. But before we get the action underway, let's find out what happened at the toss with Baba.
Salamat pagi. Good morning, everybody. Yes, pretty much a group game, but this has a feel of a knockout here. Surrounded by the race course all around us, the race for the quarterfinals is on. As Myanmar, having won their first game, take on Japan, who would like to replicate the result of their first game as well. To my left, captain of Myanmar, Tenten So. To her left is Mai Yanageda, the captain of Japan. On to the extreme left, Supriya Das, the match referee. Thank you so much, ma'am. Tenten So, you've got the coin, give it a flip. Tails is the call. Heads it is, it's up to Myanmar then. So, having won the toss, what do you prefer?
Go fast.
Any particular reasons?
No reason, because weather is bitter. Yeah.
Yes, due to the overhead conditions. Good luck then. Right then, Mai, can I have a word with you? My batting first in these conditions, they can be tricky, but batting is perhaps your stronger suit, so runs on the board shouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah, we're going to do it bat first anyway, so we're happy with that.
Good luck, Mai.
Thank you very much.
Right then, news from the center. Crucial toss has gone Myanmar's way. And with their bowling attack in these conditions, they'll be bowling first.
And that's the news from the toss. Myanmar winning the toss and electing to bowl first. It's a very, very beautiful day. The sun is out here at the STC Oval. And it should be an interesting clash because both sides need to pick up a victory in this particular game. And whoever wins will have booked themselves a place in the quarterfinals of the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia. My name is Dennis Musari, but I won't be alone in the commentary box. I will be with Baba. And Baba was out at the toss with the two captains. What are your thoughts, Baba, from the toss?
Thanks a lot, Dennis. Yes, let's just look at both the teams here. So leading Myanmar, Lilin Tunde, Kinmin Mayat, Tel Aung, Zarlin Bin. And there is Het Aung, Mepoi San, Zonlin, Wathon Nadi, Pani Phew, and Moi Phew make up the 11 for them. For Japan, leading them will be Mai Yanagita, who was at the toss, very confident about her side's batting abilities. There is Alia Chandel, Ayumi Fujikawa. There is Hinase Godo, the wicketkeeper that they have just picked before this tournament. She's pretty new in her wicket-keeping career. There is Haruna Iwasaki, Shimako Kato, Erika Oda, Kurumi Ota, Nono Wa Yasumoto, Ayaka Stafford, who got the runs in the previous game and is the leg spinner, and Mamta make up the 11 for them. Yes, as you mentioned, Dennis, a crucial toss to win because we've been told that this is the pitch number 4 on the surface, pretty much a black soil surface. That black soil comes from Australia. So you can expect some help for the new ball bowlers because the curators, they have left some good amount of grass out there, Dennis. So it should be helping the new ball bowlers.
Yeah, interesting toss to win for Myanmar. They picked up the toss. They won the toss and decided to bowl first. It should be an interesting clash. The two umpires are strolling out in the middle. Barbara, give us those names for the officials.
Yes, so on the left, she'll be officiating on the KL Tar end is Kritika Venkatesh. And then from the south end, it will be Afia Huma, who will be officiating from the south end. There is third umpire for today, Humaira Farah.
Yeah, Japan asked to bat first, but you feel that as a team that likes to put runs on board, that decision, very, very happy with it. Don't you think?
Especially with the kind of intent they will replicate what they did in the previous game. That is, both the openers, as have been informed by their coach, will try and go hard. That's the strategy they're looking at. More importantly, one of them, Haruna Iwasaki, she was a lower order batter before the tournament, but it's a team decision that they have pushed her up the order just to make sure that her abilities to find boundaries can be useful inside the power play.
Yeah, very, very important. Runs on board are something that usually help teams win games. But as well, if you have someone who can take on the power play very, very strongly, I don't think that's a bad decision from the team. After all, T20 cricket is about risks. The higher the risk, the greater the reward.
Especially with just two fielders on the boundary. Got to be taking a few chances here. As far as Myanmar are concerned, they will be looking forward to using this new ball with a bit of pace first up. Looks like it's Zo Lin who will be taking the new ball.
Yeah, the vice captain of the team, Erika Oda, the opening batter for Team Japan, but the non-strikers.
Yes, the non-striker Haruna Iwasaki, as we mentioned, getting her opportunity up top.
In a must-win clash for both sides, we're about to get underway. Myanmar winning the toss and choosing to bowl first. Japan will be taking first guard as we expect the first delivery from Zolin of Myanmar. Wides first up and runs on board immediately for Japan. Very, very interesting setup there from the opening batter for Japan. Haruna Wasaki, she's standing way outside of her crease.
Yes, Dennis, could be a ploy to just cover that new ball swing. What's interesting is that Lin is actually running against the wind here.
Good ball, a swing and a miss there from Iwasaki.
Yes, the normal wind flow on this ground, Dennis, is towards the south end. So from the batter's end, that is, the wind is flowing towards the bowler's end. So Lin here just needs to get her radar right.
A chance, but will fly safely through the empty slip cordon, but a very, very good effort there from the fielder. Body on the line for her team, and she makes sure she saves at least 2 runs.
Yes, the third fielder ran in quickly to her left, Zarli Win, who ensured that she dived just in time to save those 2 runs. Just that hint of shape away from the right-hander for Zon Lin so far.
Good comeback, beautiful ball there. Completely went through the gate of Haruna Iwasaki. Zolin, better delivery for her. As she needs to operate in that zone.
That'll make her feel a lot better. You get a ball like that out of your system inside the first few deliveries. Just get a good feel for the occasion. Looked like it was great seam position there.
A swing and a miss again. Clear attitude there from Haruna. She's not here to waste time. She wants to get things going.
Looking to go too hard inside the power play so far. Might as well give herself a few deliveries, do you think, Dennis?
Yeah, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't work. So it is cricket is always a simple game from when we start to learn it. See ball, hit ball. Len tries to go big. It's up in the air. Fielder circling around, and she takes a decent catch. Catch over her head, not the easiest to take, but Haruna will have to depart for just 2 runs.
You'll have to say, Dennis, that's a loose shot. Could have been a team plan for her to go real hard inside the power play. But looking at the conditions, looking how Lynn has operated in a few deliveries, that was a loose shot. Ball very much outside off. That was a wild hike on the onside off a leading top edge. And as you mentioned, terrific take indeed. She had to get in position quickly and took that comfortably in the end. This Myanmar team, they are up and running. They've drawn first blood here.
Yeah, Myanmar, who won the toss and decided to bowl first. Advantage to them already because the hard hitting Haruna will have to go back to the dugout. It was really coming. Sometimes when you live by the sword, you die by it. And unfortunately, the connection not good enough for her to get over the infield. That should give some confidence to Myanmar. You take a catch like that. It wasn't the easiest of them all. The fielder made it look very easy. Good way to finish off the first over from Lynn. Picked up a wicket and only gave away 3 runs. Japan is 3 for no loss. Japan is 3 for 1. The leadership of the team out in the middle for Japan, Mai and her vice captain, Erika Oda. Erika Oda didn't have an opportunity of facing any of the deliveries in the first over. But this time she will be on strike.
Yeah, she's been a prolific run scorer for them, Dennis. We'll be hoping that she can get the boundary count underway in this over.
Yeah, Watun Nadi with the new ball for Myanmar from this other end.
Left arm option.
Chance nearly went into the stumps from Nadi. I don't know if she got surprised by that ball because it looked like a juicy full toss. Just never got the connection.
Yes, came a little too slow than what Erika was expecting. No real pace behind it. That's why they've given her that particular end. The KL tar end, that is, so that she'll be bowling at least with the breeze.
The wides indicated. I think that will be the opportunity there for Nadi because she's bowling with the breeze and that nice gentle swing that comes back into a right-hander could be a problem.
Just that she can get a little tighter to the umpire, that is, so that she keeps the stumps in play.
Chance. Put down, but at least no run scored. Myanmar is pumped up in the field. They're very, very loud on the park. That's what wickets do for a whole team.
Yes, looked like Erika was not in full control of that drive.
This time she finds a gap, but there's an extra cover. Good field set here for Myanmar. They understand what their bowlers can do. And usually if a left-arm bowler, there's always a chance of hitting them through covers because they've pitched up. Very, very good setup. But Oda gets off the mark.
Now for the first time, the captain in this particular over, Mai.
Good areas from Nadi. A bit of nerves there from the captain, Mai. The challenge usually, Baba, is when you lose the wicket immediately. Sometimes you get to go into a shell because you're thinking that you don't want to lose another wicket very early.
Yes, and important for you to then pull back everything to the present and focus on the next ball, because that is the most important event. What's gone is gone.
They will run through quickly. It's good running between the wickets. Mai and Erica.
Yes, Mai herself plays a bit of great cricket in Australia. She's got some experience that she would love to use in a situation like this.
Good swing. Alain, they have to rush through quickly. Chance for a run out. A bit tight, but she had committed to the single. Erica. Starting to think, I don't know if the suicidal singles are very, very necessary right now. But after 2 overs, Japan is 7 for 1.
It will be Lin to continue. Myanmar finally developing some sort of cricketing culture back home. It's taken them a while. Now they've got 15 divisional states to play competitive cricket. Most of these players, they've come from the under 15, under 17 pathways that has been laid out.
Shot on the pads, but flicked away beautifully by Erica. Won't get to the boundary because the fielder got something on it, but at least he'll pick up a good double.
Yes, what we saw in the previous over as well. She can move the ball both ways. Did beat the bat of the outside edge a couple of times and then bowled that hooping in swinger to Iwasaki, who got dismissed later on. That ball was also drifting down the pads.
And a swing and a miss. Loud appeal. Appeal sustained by the umpire. Everyone in the team went up, but I think what gives the team away usually in those moments is the keeper wasn't very, very interested in the appeal.
You being a former keeper batter for Uganda, you would pick body language for the keeper as soon as that ball got into her gloves.
I'll tell you what, Baba, what wicketkeepers do in such moments. All you do is go up immediately, sort of throw the ball in the air. That normally gives the umpire a hint of doubt in whether there was something or not. But if the wicketkeeper doesn't go up with authority, then usually the appeal will be turned down.
Yes, excellent decision from Afia Huma there, who's officiating from the south end.
Another good shot. Hit the ball on the up, Erica. Just didn't find the gap, went straight to the fielder. Japan offering a lot of shots, Baba.
And Myanmar being equally tight on the field, which proves to be a mouth-watering clash here.
Very good ball from Lin. Lin looking like the go-to bowler for Myanmar, so the captain has to use her very responsibly. From the first 2 game days, we saw a couple of teams really going to their go-to bowlers for very long, and then they ran out of options later on.
Right now, they're hunting another wicket.
Full toss. They run through quickly, but the captain wasn't so sure about. She was ball watching. Nearly caught ball watching, but she's safely on the other end.
Yes, in the end, turned out to be a comfortable run. There was hesitation, as you mentioned. That's the last thing they want. Having lost an early wicket, don't want to give away another wicket with a run out. Back with Mai.
Very well played. Very good shot there from the captain. A lot of noise on the park. That sort of confuses the two batters out in the middle, and they turn down a second. But I think the double was on for them. But no risk, no case anyway. And after 3 overs, it's 11 for 1 Japan.
Not in actuality, but Nelson is on the board, 11 for 1.
The full toss not very well connected by Mai. That should have been punished to the boundary. Sense a bit of nerves out there in the middle. That's why they are not connecting with some of the loose balls very well.
Yeah, twice now. Full toss from Nadi has not been put away.
That one on the pads, they'll get a single.
Important that they keep doing that, Dennis. While they're not finding those boundaries, still find the gaps, run hard.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Baba. So usually different means, but the end is always the same. So when you run well between the wickets, it sort of gets you in the mood of the game, and eventually you can be able to take on the bowling later on. Again, a fuller delivery, just not punished. I think Erica is standing so much on the up, so she's not getting down on the ball very, very hard.
Also, it's the lack of pace from Nadia, I believe. She's giving no pace whatsoever and bowling good areas. So as a batter, you got to put all the force behind the shot.
Tries to go big, up in the air, chance, and it's taken. Myanmar get their second wicket. The dot balls getting to Erica, and she will have to depart for only 5.
Yes, so far the catching has been spectacular. That was Zarli Win, who came running in from the boundary. And Dennis, it was the anticipation with how she ran in, made that catch look easier. She was not sure how well this has been hit, so she kept running towards the ball. Eventually settled underneath that one, took it a little further away from the body, but it doesn't matter as long as it stays.
Yeah, in the end, it's the result that matters. And Nadi picks up a wicket. She's been troubling both batters, Eric and Mai, and eventually she gets them to play a false shot. You mentioned that Erica was playing on the up. She had just stayed down and just pushed the ball down. They could have gotten a single. But high risk and no reward for her. And Japan lose their second wicket. They are 12 for 2. See that again. Ball in the slot. Tried to go aerial, but no distance, neither height. Just ends up finding the waiting hands of the fielder. Myanmar in the business. They won the toss and decided to bowl first. And they already picked up 2 wickets inside this power play.
Runs in the last game for Ayaka Carter Stafford. Needs to do a job here.
Again, a chance up-ish, but will land safely. Again, it's the nerves. Yeah, 16-year-old Ayaka Stafford, youngest player on the Japanese unit. But she will have a lot of experience and leadership out in the park. But after 12 overs, Japan is 12 for 2. Zolin into her third over. Clearly, the captain deciding to keep the foot on the gas. Very well played there by the captain, Mai. Zolin into a third over clearly saw the captain of Myanmar thinking that they need to keep a grip on the team. As long as they make enough inroads into the batting lineup, they can be able to deal with the rest of the bowlers can deal with the tail.
Yes, they know Maya and Aika are perhaps the best batting pair out there. Dislodge them, they've got a real chance.
On the pads, but straight to the fielder at square leg. Baba, do you reckon that is a good decision? Do you want to go all out up front, or you'd rather hold on to some of your assets?
Nah, I think I'll go with them here. Just the feel of the occasion. Opposition 12 for 2. Get one more, put them on the mat.
Oh, beautiful delivery by Lin. Clearly, Baba, a man who's risk averse. It's either go big or go home, and that's the type of clash we have today.
Yes, everything to play for in this virtual pre-quarter final, you would like to call it. No footwork there from Mai. Tells you how much pressure she's under.
Another swing and a miss. I think Mai needs to control herself. Just need to understand that the percentages are not with her right now, so she needs to hold herself back and just try and consolidate for a couple of overs. And then later on, maybe things will be easier.
And she's trying to regather her thoughts right now. This little crucial phase between deliveries, so important to gather your focus again.
And beautiful delivery. Mai has found her mark, and now it's looking like target bowling for her with the keeper.
Yes, was the wide Yorker just inside the marker. A good take from the young keeper there. She's learning on the job, is Kinmin Mayat.
Very well played by the captain. Just kept out. That will be a maiden over for Lin. At third over. And after 5 overs, Japan 12 for 2. There will be no change in the bowling from the other end as well. Nadi will be coming in to bowl up third over. Both opening bowlers, each one of them has picked up a wicket. She'll be bowling to the 16-year-old Ayaka Stafford. Pushed, but with no power. Baba, you can see how Ayaka also sets up. She's really a very high back lift, but she's standing up straight. What a shot there from the young Ayaka. There'll be some work to do for the fielders, but the ball won't get to the boundary. It's big outfield, so it'll be difficult for balls to rest to the rope.
That seems to be a feature for all the top order batters from Japan so far. That they're standing tall, which could be a feature for them playing on surfaces that has good amount of bounce. Right now, here when it's stopping a little, you got to get down.
Like good areas. Very well played there by Ayaka. She just pushes at the ball. I hope Erica is watching that shot. That's what she could have done because the field is open. Just push the ball down. Low risk, high reward.
Till the time you're able to then break some rhythm for the bowlers. And then once they give you the looseners, cash in.
Thought about the run, the captain, but sent back by Ayaka.
I want to go back to the brief point that you mentioned in terms of the amount of noise Myanmar are creating inside the circle. How difficult it is to then call loudly and be even louder.
Yeah, very well played there by Mai, the captain. I think sometimes what teams do usually, there's some telepathy between the two batters. I can just sort of look at your eye and know that it's a run or not. So depending on the amount of noise, you have to shut it out. Cotton wool in the ears so that you stay focused. Again, very well bowled by Nadi. I think Nadi and Lin have benefited from the batters not showing so much intent, so they've sort of just found their mark. End of the power play, Japan 15 for 2. Baba, your thoughts about that power play? Very, very interesting one. Myanmar winning the toss and electing to bowl first.
Yes, you'll have to say it's been all Myanmar so far. Only 15 runs and 2 wickets. They have the upper hand as the field spreads out for these two batters. Won't be surprised if they don't actually spread it out. The kind of intent we have seen so far, it's hardly anything. Well, they have actually spread it out. Long on, long off, and there's a third and a fine leg on the fence.
Very well played by Ayaka. She pushes the ball down. Very good intelligence from the youngster. Just understanding the situation and batting according to it. That's what I was going to say, that I think that's a mistake from Myanmar. They're already on top. There's no point in spreading out the field. And Lin has already found her mark. So you just stay with an attacking field so that you put more pressure on the batters. Chance, but no opportunity. Up-ish a little bit, but this time Mai is able to find the boundary. Flashing blade outside of stump.
Yes, it's taken them 38 deliveries, Japan, to get that first 4. And it comes from the bat of their captain, overpitched, away from the body, in the air, but in the gap. Along this lush green, quick outfield, Mai gets her first boundary.
Very good square drive there from the captain Mai, but that's a shot also from a player who has been there for a while. So she's starting to get very, very comfortable out in the middle.
Yes, straight away change. Mid off up, and the sweeper goes deep on the offside. Third fielder comes inside the circle.
Inside edge, nothing will be given. I think that's where sort of Myanmar got it wrong. I think Mai has gotten used to the bowling of Zulin. Decided to chance her arms. That's where you need to make a change.
Yes, I totally second you. They could have brought some spin on, perhaps.
Very good bowling from Zoom. Good comeback from her. Very, very confident bowler, Zulin.
As you can see, she's onto her last over, but that previous ball was a real effort ball from Lin. Good pace, decent carry to the keeper.
And a very good shot, a good chance for the fielder, but she decided to put in a dive to try and cut off the ball. But good placement there from Mai, and the ball races to the boundary.
Yes, couple of scintillating drives. This one a lot straighter. Lin, you have to say, in this over, she's gone searching for that wicket with that fuller length. And both the times, that's been cracked along the carpet. Finally, Japan getting a move on here.
Baba, this is what I wanted to say, that Lin has gone for about 9 runs in this particular over, which completely messes up the first 3 that she bowled very well. So maybe that extra one over, give her a break. Would have bowled better later on. Again, goes full swing and a miss. Getting greedy, the captain Mai. But nobody home and everything safe. 7 overs gone, 24 for 2, Japan.
Oh, looks like they'll bowl out the left armour as well.
Yeah, clearly a team plan. Both opening bowlers have to see out their overs. Sometimes not a very terrible plan because if you can get probably just 30 runs out of 8 overs, that's a good return as well. Pushed a throw mid wicket there by Ayaka. I like the approach there from Ayaka. She's just not looking to tear the leather off the ball, but she's milking the bowling.
Yes, clearly she's there for the long haul here. Wants to bat deep. Wants to bat and put a partnership here with Mike.
Missed by the captain. Very good areas Nadi has been able to find today.
That previous ball just going on with the angle there.
Oh, chance. And it's taken. Very good catch by the wicketkeeper. Mai following the ball, and unfortunately, she just guides it into the hands of the keeper. And Japan lose their captain.
Yes, I believe the 2 boundaries she got in the previous over, that has made her play outside her body slightly. We saw that in the last ball of the previous over. She went chasing. This time, with the ball just leaving with the angle, she's followed it, as you mentioned. And the young keeper, what a moment this is for Kinmin Mayat. New into the team setup, and they are delighted for her. Massive scalp this.
I'll tell you, Baba, I think Kim Min Mai can join the Wicketkeepers Union and her membership will be free. What a very good catch. Not easy to take because it was dying on her. But very, very good hands there to follow the ball and make sure she takes it very cleanly. Getting rid of the big wicket of the captain. Mai was starting to grow into the game, but unfortunately she'll have to depart for 11. And Japan are 3 wickets down for 25 runs.
That brings Shimako Kato, another right-hander. He's got a slightly different setup.
Should be going down the leg sides. Shimaka really helped there by Ayako on the other end, choosing to run through because that's a very, very good decision there by the youngster. Usually you want to help out your partner.
Yes, the team plan might not have worked for Lin in the previous over, but definitely works out for Nadi. Now with figures for 2 for 9.
Good shape there from Ayaka. I think the advantage for Ayaka is that she's just not trying to hit the ball so much. She's playing within herself. If anything in her zone, she'll be able to take it on. Again, good hands there from Ayaka, but straight to the fielder. But she'll make sure she sees off the bowling of Nadi, who has bowled a brilliant spell. 2 for 9 in her quarter of 4. And after 8 overs, Japan is 26 for 3.
Yes, time has come for first real change because both the opening bowlers, they have bowled out. And it's time for Het Aung, who's come out with some right arm dibbly-dobblies, I believe.
The bowling change finally coming from Myanmar. Aung is the new bowler for them. More medium pacers. In the undoing for Japan, despite them having a very, very strong batting lineup, is that wicket column. 3 is the number that puts pressure on the rest of the batting. Because everyone else who's coming in, they're looking to survive. Good use of the feet and a very, very good offer. Hit straight over the bowler's head. Kato deciding to take on the bowling, and what a shot.
Yes, real intent from Kato there. Looked like she jumped out of the crease really early. And Hete Taung, who's still looking to find her rhythm, just landed that on a spot with no pace on offer. And Kato could hit through the line. Welcome boundary this for Japan here.
And goes again using her feet. Shot of authority there from Kato. And this is something that the previous two batters, actually the 3 wickets, never did, was to try and use their feet so that they get.
Looks like keeper has realized that and she's come up to the stumps. No lid on. Perhaps she'll get that in the next over.
Edge. The keeper just come up the stumps and the ball will rest to the boundary. Kato with the flashing blade, and she gets her second boundary in this particular over.
Yes, can't blame the young keeper there. She was trying to restrict Kato in her movement. Hete Aung dropped the length back ever so slightly, and hence that went off the outside edge. Now they're covering for that region by having a short third a lot finer.
Yeah, Baba, I think it's just a plan that is wrong a bit for Myanmar. The idea from the keeper, very, very good and brave. Goes across the line. Nothing given by the umpire. I think that's not the plan. You don't want to bowl in those areas when the keeper is standing up.
Yes, once the keeper is up, you are actually aiming for their gloves.
Very well done by the keeper. Then you can see because of that, the keeper she was standing really up the stumps. Now she's sort of a foot back, and in situations like those, you're sort of nowhere. You're here but nowhere.
Looks like that move has put some pressure on Aung.
And another good offer there from Ayaka. Ayaka really looking very, very comfortable out in the middle. You could think for a second she's batting on a different surface from the rest of her team. 9 overs gone. Japan 37 for 3.
Spin for the first time in the form of the captain. Tintin So will be getting her first over underway from the Kale Tar end. It's interesting to see if there is any spin on offer. 9 overs old, this ball.
I think the advantage of spin in T20 cricket is just really to try and slow down the game. Passed up from the captain. Ball hit down the ground there by Ayaka. Get just the run. Ricochets off the stump. They think about a second, but very, very risky to run off a misfield.
Great energy on the field once again from Myanmar. I think that is something that you'll have to doff your hat to, just the way they've come out and attacked the ball on the field. Kato facing spin for the first time.
And well played there by Ayaka. I think Ayaka is the batter you want to be on strike for now. She has the composure just to read the game.
Just a good move from Kato there, forcing the ball off the back foot. Sometimes the ball might stop if you come it on front foot.
And good areas there from the captain, Tintin So. Very well played. Good areas again from So and Kato, realizing that the length is good.
Yes, not turning much, but as you mentioned, great areas.
Good use of the feet from Kato. I think that's the thing about Kato. Even when the keeper is standing up, she's not afraid to use her feet. That's a mark of a confident batter.
Yes, as soon as she saw Tintin So tossing it up, she was out of the crease. It is Ayaka.
Very good shot again there from Ayaka. I'd want them to take the first one very quickly because it's a very big outfield. So you will score so many runs, especially if the ball goes to the sweepers. There's always an opportunity for a double if they misfield. And at the halfway stage of this exciting clash on match day 3 of the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia, Myanmar are right on top of things at the end of the power play. At the end of the first 10 overs, Japan are 40 for 3, and the teams will take a drinks break. We are back here at the STC Oval for this exciting clash between Myanmar and Japan. Myanmar winning the toss and electing to bowl first. And the situation at the halfway stage is that Japan are 40 for 3. And they will be looking to rebuild from here on so that they can get a good total on the board.
Yes, it's Zarli Win with the ball.
First up from Xylene. Very good ball and good areas. I think Myanmar realizing that maybe the slow bowling could sort of give them more advantage rather than the medium pacers.
That looked like a really good action, and she's giving it a rip.
Another good area and a good push there from Ayaka. Ayaka, with that high back lift, comes down on the ball very well and just make sure she times it through the gap.
Yes, just talking about how Zarli Win sets up. I love the way she pivots her body to give the ball some real spin.
Again, good areas.
And you can see Dennis knowingly she's creating, accentuating the angle, bowling wide of the crease to the right-hander.
Good use of the feet there from Kato. That has sort of been her signature. Every time she's used her feet, she's been able to get rewarded.
Wonder if Zarli Win has got an over spinner of sorts that she can then drag the batter forward and deceive them in flight.
And very well done and very well played. Good cricket all round. Good areas there from Zali. Just doing the basics right.
Yes, and she's bowling to her field as well. Boundary riders protecting deep on the onside, hence the line is middle and leg.
Oh, very well ball there from Zawi. I was going to say that for her, what you need to do every time you're bowling to Kato, just take off the flight, and then she'll have nothing to go to. She's just done that very, very well. 11 overs down, 43 for 3, Japan. Baba, I was going to come to you and ask you, how does Japan approach the rest of the 9 overs from here on?
I believe Dennis, at least for the next 5 overs, till the 16th over mark, they got to do what they've been trying to do. Push the ball in the gaps, run hard. And then for the last 24 balls, you can aim for the hills.
No connection there from Ayaka. If you do the math, if you keep going the same way from here on in the next 6 overs, you only get 24 runs. So that will get you to about 60. And very, very well ball there by the captain, leading from the front.
Yes, Dennis, now if they aim for 120 from here on in, there is a good chance they'll be 80 all out. So aim for 100, and if you get anything beyond that, that's bonus.
Good chance to use her feet. Go to the pitch of the ball there, Ayaka. Just flew off the outside edge. They will pick a double. Yeah, the dot ball pressure working for Myanmar.
Also, what these two spinners will do now, as you know, they will be rushing through their overs. So there is hardly any time to refocus, regroup. That's what Stafford is trying to do, taking a gap between her and the crease to refocus. Because if you don't do that, these bowlers will just keep bowling ball after ball.
Yeah, and yeah, you're very right. And that's, I think, what happened in the first 6 overs. They allowed the 2 opening bowlers just to find their mark because the batters were not showing any intent. And good use of the feed from Ayaka. Gets the ball over the infield. They'll have to run very hard. They get a second. That's what I mentioned, that if you run the first one very hard, it's a very, very big field.
Yes, you can see a bit of frustration now creeping into Stafford's game here. And that is for a couple of reasons. A, they haven't got a move on. B, she's getting no time between deliveries.
Well bowled and well played by Ayaka. Low risk, but good reward. They get at least 5 runs from that particular over. That will conclude over number 12. 48 for 3, Japan.
We spoke about what Japan must be aiming at. I believe for Myanmar, it is about sticking to basics. Yes, you can be almost tempted for them to have one extra fielder inside the circle. But what they're doing smartly, Dennis, they're having the boundary riders almost, well, 10 yards in. So that even if a big shot has been played, unless and until it's been timed properly, there's still a catching opportunity, and then they can save the 2 as well.
Wow, chance. Good effort in the end there from the fielder. Those are very, very difficult to take. I think she saved runs rather than saying she put down a chance.
Yes, there is a good chance here. She's beaten the batter with a little bit of drift here. Looked like that ball was just drifting away from the right-hander. Then it curled back in. This is brilliant piece of bowling from Zadli Win. She's giving it a real tweak. That's why the drift.
And very, very good areas and good fielding of her own bowling. She's fired up. Zali Win. The full toss easily put away. Big, big boundary. So they will think about it double. Think about it, but what an effort there from the fielder. Comes around very, very quickly, and she just keeps it to one.
Also, it was struck firmly. She didn't necessarily just tap it in the gap. Kato did hit that one well. Beg your pardon, that was Stafford. Now it's Kato.
Uses her feet. Will go to the fielder very quickly, so they'll just get the one run. I think for Kato, for her, she just made up her mind that I'm not going to get stuck in my crease. I'll try and use my feet so that they can get Zali Win off her lines and length. Very, very good play there from Ayaka. Such a good batter, Ayaka. She just understands where she wants to score her runs. When you have that clarity of mind, it's very, very easy for you out there in the middle.
Yes, with that, they've crossed the 50-run mark as well. 51 for 3 now.
Good offer straight to the sweeper again. That's something you mentioned, Baba. Sweepers are off the rope, so the chance for two is also difficult to get.
Yes, another quiet over indeed. This partnership now searching for a boundary or a flurry of boundaries. 13 done, 52 for 3. Both the batters have requested for a drink out there. And good from the umpires. Just asking them to get a move on.
Yeah, I think the umpire is not very happy with that because while the batters wanted to have a drink, so did the fielders. So all the 12th players came rushing on, and the umpire wasn't very happy with that because we've just come from the drinks break.
Well, couple of overs for the captain from the KL Tar end, and looks like now they've got the leggy on. Pane Few will get her first opportunity. Looks like she's got an action where she would just perhaps ease in, and then there is a little bit of a stop.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting challenge. The leggy against someone who likes to use her feet. Very well played by Kato. That ball racing to the boundary but won't get there. But at least they'll pick up a double. I don't know what Ayaka is doing out in the middle. She's walking on the other end.
Yeah, straight away apologize to her batting partner, and rightly so, because she confused.
Did you think it was going to the boundary?
Yeah, could be. The fielder got a hand to it. You should never premeditate the runs. Run them while on offer.
Well, a very top quality shot there from Kato. And the fielding, not good at the boundary. A very, very welcome boundary. It's been a while since they got a boundary. But top quality shot there from Kato.
Yes, and the timing of her stepping out is after the ball has been released. So the bowler can't really pick it early, change the line, none of that. As soon as the ball was released, she was out of the crease and connected it in the gap. Terrific.
Oh, and nearly deceived Kato. But I think Kato, every time she senses some flight on the ball, she's just going to use her feet. And that's why I said this is going to be an interesting challenge. A leg spinner against someone who likes to use their feet. When you get it to grip very well, one of them will go past that outside edge.
Kinmin Mayat taking that down the leg side. Really well taken.
Nearly did so, but played late by Kato. And she will survive.
Wonder, Dennis, if Fanny can just start a little wide of the crease here. She's drifting down the leg side a little too much.
Played very well by Ayaka. They'll just get the one run. Ayaka came in here and just dropped anchor for Japan. She's just been able to rotate the strike very well and get her partners on strike. Such a very, very good player.
This is now a valuable partnership between Stafford and Kato. Just needs to continue that.
Again, uses her feet, gets the ball, but the fielder comes around for mid-wicket. Oh, goes through the fielder. Two misfields on the boundary have created the runs for Japan.
Yes, Hetet Aung, the fielder there. She almost got it covered, but it went through the gates. In the last 5-10 minutes or so, this has been a minor blip to what we have seen has been an impressive performance on the field from Myanmar. And Japan are cashing in.
Again, up in the air, chance. Watch the spin, and the spin beats the fielder. But won't be costly, but an expensive over for Myanmar. 6 runs given away on the boundary by the boundary riders. 2 misfields gifted 2 boundaries to Japan.
It looked like that last ball was a googly from Pani. Just the line was wrong. 66 for 3. They're going along nicely, these two, with the template that we have given them. Bat normally till the 16th over. Looks like they're trying to do so.
Yeah, they're already into the 60s in the 14th over. Again, good use of the feet there from Kato, and she picks the gap. Gets a boundary. She's starting to grow into the game, Kato.
And that's been her bread and butter shot in this innings. Jump out of the crease, then heave it on the onside. With the spin on offer, found the gap. Yes, Zadli just getting a little predictable in terms of her lengths here. Might be looking to perhaps mix it up, maybe go around the wicket for a few deliveries if she can, if she's comfortable with that.
Yeah, and I think what creates that predictability is that they stay on for too long. So the captain needs to always be thinking on her feet just to make sure she's shuffling through her bowling. Kato goes again, this time a flatter ball. That was a misfield, creates a run. Dropping guard Myanmar right now, a couple of overs, passage of play has seen them have a few blips in the field.
Yes, that's what pressure of boundaries can do to you as a fielding unit. You got to really focus and switch back on into the 70s now.
Much better there from Zali Win.
Last 2 balls, lot flatter trajectory. She's learning pretty quickly here, Zarli.
Very good play there from Mayaka. Uses her feet, has crease very well, adjusting her body just to make sure she can create room to play the shot. The 2 batters, Ayaka and Kato, have complemented each other very well. One with good intent, and the other also just looking to make sure that she's rotating the strike.
Now, finally, the move comes for Zarli to go around the wicket.
In good areas, Zali just trying to cramp the batter for room, but when you go around the wicket, you don't want to allow them to use their arms.
Yes, might as well finish bowling the line outside off from round the wicket rather than finish it within the stumps, because any which way is getting the leg before shout is difficult.
Good use of the feet, but the ball is in the air. Chance for a catch. Just drops short of the fielder. But what an effort from the fielder out in the deep.
Yes, terrific from Hete Town. She got the misfield in the previous over. Almost made up for it with that forward dive. Full length dive. Couldn't hold on to that, but 100% marks for the effort. 74 for 3. 15 overs are done.
Yeah, the captain deciding to take matters in our own hands, so she will come back and bowl. And straight down the ground. Thought about a second, and they would check on the arm of the fielder. Very good running between the wickets. That's what happens when you take the first one very quickly.
And when you put that extra pressure on the fielders, they'll either throw wider or perhaps not throw straight onto the stump. So that's why that second run became easier. Now these two partnerships just turning the screws over Myanmar.
Good decision there from the captain. Saw her coming out quickly. She committed to the double step very early. The captain choosing to take pace of the ball.
And go wider as well.
First time we're seeing Ayaka also starting to use her feet.
I think that's because Tintin is bowling too slow here.
Oh. And it's given. You live by the sword, you die by it. Kato misses one after jumping out of her crease. And finally, Myanmar get the breakthrough.
And you must be delighted for Kinmin Maet. Got a fine catch off the pacer. Now a stumping to show for from the spinner. Looked like quick hands there. Not a lot of give. Just got it back onto the stumps.
Yeah, the advantage is that the ball was right on top of the stumps. So all the keeper had to do is just wipe off the bails. She's been in the action so far in this first inning. But a very, very good cameo there from Kato comes to one end. She will depart for 30 from 24 balls. But she's given her team the charge. They were in trouble when she came in. But together with Ayaka, they've given the team a good foundation for the rest of the team to try and push that figure to at least 100.
Only left-hander in the batting unit so far. Kurumi Ota gets her opportunity with a bat.
Good shot there from Kurumi Ota. Gets off the mark immediately. It's a new batter. I thought Myanmar would try and attack her a little bit, just put some bit of pressure on her. But when you keep the gaps open and she gets off the mark, sort of gets the blood flowing through the legs, and then she can grow into the game. Again, pace off, but very well played there from Ayaka. Very good intelligence from the captain, Sue. Because she bowled a quicker ball to Ota, but when Ayaka came on strike, who's been in for quite a while, she just took the pace off.
Yes, it's no-nonsense bowling, and now she's going round the wicket to the left-hander. Great thinking. Match up in favour.
Chance pops, but will land safely in the gap. Ayaka jogging through the single. That's not with the plan. Run the first one very quickly. You might get a second. But 16 overs gone. Japan are now 80 for 4.
That's perfect, Dennis, because they were at the 40-run mark at the end of 10 overs. So they've actually doubled it in the 6 overs that we have seen, which sets them up nicely now for the last 4 overs to come.
Yeah, I think those bowling changes for Myanmar just took the bit of twisted the game in the favor of Japan. Ayaka and Kato were able to get a couple of boundaries. But this change in the bowling for Myanmar, Lin Tun comes into the attack. Loud appeals, but nothing given. Again, if the bowler is not begging for it, very, very difficult to convince the umpire that there was something on it.
Yeah, she was worried about picking up the ball. Lin amongst the wickets in the previous game. So she is somebody who finds the timber every now and then. Umpire just telling Lin not to block her vision.
Very well played. I think that's where Myanmar just need to make some changes. Against the new batter, just try and defend against her, especially if she's the one on strike. Just try and attack her. So you save a couple of runs, don't allow her to get off strike. So you should be bowling more balls to the new batter and less balls to the batter that has been in.
Yes, Stafford might just try and hog the strike from here on in.
Very well played by Ayaka.
Would you advise her to do so? At least play 3-4 deliveries from here on in every over?
And very well bowled by Lili. I would want Ayaka to just keep doing what she's doing and go all the way up to the end. Because right now she's 25 of 32. She's the batter you want to be around even in the 20th over.
Yes, fair call, Dennis. It's just that
And big swing push to the sweeper.
just looks like she's a kind of a player who won't be able to switch gears right away. The switching could be a lot more gradual, I believe, with somebody like Stafford. We don't know. But if that is a little bit of gradual, you need a bit of strike from here on in.
And very good offer there from Ayaka. Such a lovely batter. Doesn't look like she's struggling at all. The thing is, Baba, what normally happens is that they've just lost 4 wickets right now. So you could be thinking the instruction from Japan for everyone else coming in to join Ayaka would be that, you sort of try and take the risk and just let Ayaka keep rotating the strike. But after 17 overs, Japan are 84 for 4.
Myanmar will know the next 18 deliveries will basically decide their fate in this tournament. They've done good work so far. They've picked up 4 wickets. Their catching has been good. Minor blips on field here and there. But how you hold your nerves for the next 15 minutes will really dictate terms in this particular contest.
I couldn't have said it better, Baba. Myanmar just needs to focus for the next 18 balls to make sure that Japan doesn't get away from them. And for Japan, the assignment is simple for them. They just need to find second gear and try and push for a big total.
Which is not too difficult to find on these Malaysian roads. They look pristine. A lot of traffic though.
I know the wickets have all looked very amazing for batting.
Yes, this particular strip, the black soil was imported from all the way from Australia and has played superbly so far.
Zali, in a change of ends for her, she'll be bowling for Myanmar. She'll be bowling to the set Ayaka Stafford. Good use of the feet, completely misses the ball. I think it got the outside edge. Chance for a double. They should get 2 runs. The keeper today has been brilliant behind the stumps. So every time you use your feet, you need to be careful. She has already effected a stumping.
Yes, once again deceived the batter with that drift there. Zarli.
I think the plan there for Zali is just to bowl it wicket to wicket.
So clearly, Dennis, you can see she's got these 2 variations one that drifts away from the right-hander, and the conventional off-spinner that comes back in, which should be going away from the left-hander that is. So now Kurumi Ota has to make a decision whether she's playing for the drift or whether you're playing for the turn.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. With a good extension of the arms there from Kurumi Ota. That's the thing, that they're extending their arms because there's some width on offer. If you ball it tight, wicket to wicket, then they'll have to play within themselves for them to get a run.
The current run rate for the first time has just gone beyond 5.
Very well balled there by Zhu Ling. That's the area. No flight on the ball. The bye is indicated.
She wanted to hit that one so hard that hardly got any connection, just pads on offer. She's staying over the wicket here because I think she's hoping to take the ball both ways.
Yeah, it's like a game of chess between those two. Very well balled. Game of chess between Ayaka and Zaling. Whoever is, each one of them is trying to outsmart the other. I won't give you the flight, and I also want to take you on. Good shot there from Kurumi Ota. Chance for a double. She just ran for it, but she's set back by Ayaka.
Was a second on offer?
Yeah, the second was offer, but I think you might forgive Ayaka. She's been there for quite a while. 18 overs, 90 for 4. Baba, I'm putting it to you. I'm putting you on the spot. Where do you think Japan will finish? They're 90 for 4 with 12 more balls left in this first inning.
Yeah, how accurate Lin Thun wasn't in that previous over. I expect her to do the same in this one. That leaves about 10 more runs, perhaps, in my book, in the next 12 balls. So round about 100, and not a lot more than that.
Run for it. Scamper through very, very quickly. Get the one run. 100 is the target from Baba. I think Myanmar will be happy with anything under 100. 100 is always a psychological total for both teams. And very well balled there by Lin.
Yeah, what she's exactly doing in this over, I wanted perhaps Stafford to do that in the 16th, 17th. Hog the strike. See if we can find a boundary every over from here on in.
Yeah, hit through mid-wicket, but straight to the sweeper. They take the first one quickly, but the fielder does so well to come in very, very fast.
And there is, of course, a case in point for how she's approached it, because she's been the set batter. You want her to be there for the penultimate and the ultimate over. So no harm in following her template.
A good extension of the arms from Kurumi Ota. But again, straight to the sweeper. And there have been just two options for Japan against the slow bowlers. Either they are hitting down the ground or they are using their feet. Haven't seen so much of the sweep shots, so there haven't been so many square shots for them.
Which actually could have been the option with the lack of pace that we have seen from the Myanmar bowlers.
Exactly.
This is the matchup here. Set batter.
Again, down the ground from Ayaka. She's played a very, very good cameo for the team. Good hand from her, 30 from 38. That's a very good strike rate, especially after coming in when the team was in a bit of trouble. Again, another swing and a miss. Big gaps in front of her, but Kurumi Ota can't find them.
I wonder if the last over will go to the captain herself, or will she take the temptation of bowling the leg spinner? Don't think so. I think it's her. She's decided that she's in great bowling rhythm and she needs to now finish this good work from Myanmar.
Yeah, that's the leadership you always want from bowling captains. They take the responsibility themselves in the crucial moments. It's a very, very big over for both teams, Myanmar and Japan. Very good over for Myanmar will mean that Japan don't get to their 100 runs. But Japan in good shot. Fielder coming in very, very quickly. They push for a double and they should be able to get it. I think now Ayaka has to go for it. Throw the kitchen sink at the bowling of Myanmar. High risk could be high reward.
Yes, the only problem is, yes, she will be hitting against the breeze from the end that she's batting. So unless she can manufacture a few shots behind the stump square, it could be hard work.
Very good shot there from Ayaka. Ball just never got to the fielder. They yes or no in the middle. There should be some confusion. Nearly got themselves run out.
Yes, the fielder almost overran, anticipating the ball to be traveling quicker. It just stopped.
I don't know why there was confusion, because now you want Ayaka to be the one on strike all the time. So she should be thinking about running twos only.
Good thinking from So here, going round the wicket. Let's see if she can get the line just outside off.
Good use of the feet, but struck with so much power, so it gets to the fielder very quickly. I think what Ayaka can do in that moment, just to make sure she creates the opportunity for a double, just don't hit it hard. Just hit it at an angle so that the fielder has to come around and cut it off.
Yes, these are the little things you expect them to pick up from a tournament like this. That game awareness, that game sense you're talking about, Dennis, so crucial.
Just nowhere. The ball comes off the back of the bat, but they will take the run. That is legal, so they will take the run.
Yes, the magic number 100 up now. Still a couple of deliveries that Stafford has got. I think she should just keep the strike here.
Again, tossed up in the air, but clubbed beautifully and into the gap. And that should be a boundary for Japan. The field placement very square of the wicket, and the ball very well placed by Ayaka, who gets a boundary for Japan.
You rightly mentioned the placement of that pickup shot. Knowing that the fielder is at deep backward square leg, so the gap is very much in front of the wickets. That is, hence perhaps connected it slightly early to pick up the boundary. Last ball of this innings.
Again, good use of the feet, hit straight down the ground. Again, thought about the second, they turn it down and then they'll comfortably get it. A bit of confusion there. The missile from the captain allows them to pick up a double. And that's how the first innings will finish. Ayaka Stafford will finish unbeaten on 42. And a very, very good knock from her, soaking up the pressure for Japan and ensuring that she's there all the way up to the end. They will finish on 106 for 4 from their quarter of 20 overs.
Yes, 42 from 44 from Stafford. Very much the rock of this batting innings. It was Shimako Kato who started the intent with her 30 from 24 after Japan lost early wickets inside that power play. Only 8 extras tells you how disciplined Myanmar were with the ball and disciplined on the field as well by picking up those catches. The keeper was spot on with that stumping opportunity as well. Couple of wickets for Wathon Nadi in her opening spell. And it was Tintin Saw, the captain, who finished with 1 for 26, took the responsibility, bowled with the new ball. Zonlin was equally impressive with the new ball.
Yeah, as both sides head to the dugout, the happiness will be shared. Myanmar winning the toss and electing to bowl first. They've been able to restrict Japan to only 106 for 4 in the 20 overs. And when we come back for the second innings, Myanmar will need 107 from 120 balls if they're going to be able to pick up a win in this particular game. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the second innings. We are back for the response from Myanmar here at the HTC Oval on match day number 3 of the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia. Japan getting 106 for 4 in their quarter of 20 in the first innings. Myanmar will need 107 from 120 balls if they are going to get a good result of this game. A must-win clash for both sides because the winner from this particular game will have an opportunity to progress into the quarterfinals of the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia. My name is Dennis Musale and I'm still here with Baba to take you through commentary for this game. Baba, what did you make of the first innings?
Perhaps 20 short. That's how I would like to see it from here on in. But with some tight fielding and good disciplined bowling, you never know. 100 could be difficult for Myanmar. And as you mentioned, getting 100 runs on a normal game and trying to get 100 when the qualification is on the line are perhaps two entirely different scenarios. So let's see how Japan starts with this new ball. Looks like it's Ahalia Chandel from the KL Tar end, who's been a net bowler for Delhi Capitals in the past in the WPL. So you expect her to bring all of that experience to this new ball spell.
Yeah, Japan looking to make sure they can be able to defend their total. And Myanmar trying to get ahead after winning the toss and electing to bowl first. We are ready for the response from Myanmar. Chandel will get us underway. First runs on the board for Myanmar. Similar start to the first innings. First runs came off a wide.
Yes, the only positive there was the inward movement that Ahalia got.
Chance, but good meet on the ball. It will take its time, but it will beat the fielder to the boundary. The first runs on the board for Myanmar off the bat.
Yes, it's a keeper batter, Kinmin Mayat, who's got the proceedings going with that catch and a stumping and now has started the boundary count. Wow, Dennis, you must be really impressed with Kinmin's abilities there. Bats right up top and can handle her several gloves.
In the slot again, tries to go over the top and the chance busts through the hands of the captain. And they will get a double.
No nonsense cricket from Kinmin here. See ball, hit ball, as you mentioned, was over pitch, was in the slot. And that is sloppy from the skipper.
Yeah, I think the captain there poorly judging the ball and just goes through her hands. And another swing and a miss. I think Kinmin has been sent with a blank check just to try and get the initiative up front or get the advantage inside the power play. We've seen 2 shots over the top.
Yes, I love her back lift here. It comes down with one pure swing. There is no second swing. She keeps it up and brings it down a little late so that the power is generated from that late connection.
Or just a simple tickle around the corner. Allow them to pick up a double. Been mentioning this is a very, very big ground. So if you're fielding on the boundary and you get stuck on the rope, it will be very easy for the batters to pick up 2s.
Yes, you can straight away see Myanmar, who are coming to this game with a better ranking than Japan. They have their noses ahead here.
Good offer again. Went very quickly to the captain. There's been everything in this first over, especially off the wheel of Kinmin. This time she had the control just to keep the ball on the ground, but she has just been trying to go over the top. And good tickle around the corner. This time they'll just keep it to the 1 run. Enough running for that first over. But an enterprising first over for Myanmar. They get 10 runs off it and haven't lost a wicket.
I can see the substitute player, substitute fielder just rushing in with the helmet for the keeper. There could be some early change of pace from Japan here. Having seen how this surface is played, if you don't give pace to the batters, it's actually difficult. Nonoha Yasumoto, left arm medium pace, will get us underway from the south end. And she'll have the keeper up.
And very well balled there. Good areas there from Nonoha. The intention there are different from Kin Min. I think she's just trying to size up her options. Just realize that there won't be so much pace to work with from Nonoha. But when you take off 10 runs in the first over, now the required rate, the number of runs required are already under 100. Again, psychologically, it sort of works in the advantage of Myanmar.
Also, it will start putting more pressure on Japan.
What a shot there, finds the gap. Kin Min, the ball will rest to the boundary again. Play waited for it and played it very late. That's why she was able to get the gap.
Too early to call, but Dennis, she's been the player of the match so far for Myanmar. Just the intent she's shown behind the stumps, and now the intent that she's shown early in the piece in this power play, that's given Myanmar real advantage.
Baba, both of us have played cricket for long enough to know that the cricketing gods always have that one person with the luck. And with the way she was behind the stumps, again, the overthrows allows them, very unnecessary from Japan, allows them to pick up 2 runs where there was none.
You spoke about luck and 2 more free runs for Kin Min there. When it's your day, it continues to be your day mostly. And Dennis, you touched up slightly on the kind of pressure now it puts on Japan here. They need to perhaps take a little bit of a regrouping to be done after this over, maybe for the captain to call them in and say, stay focused.
Good connection there from Kin Min, but there's protection out in the deep, so they'll just get the 1 run. I think the thing is, from my experience of playing this game, in situations like this, someone just needs to calm down everyone. Just calm down, as simple as that. Just trust your basics, go back to the basics, and then carry on with the game.
Yes, because the throwing from the outfield, from the inner circle, is dodgy so far. It's not accurate.
Very well balled by Nonoha. And usually what happens, what you do is you sort of now you first cut off everything extra, trying to take a shot at the stumps, because on your bad day, when you take a shot at the stumps, the ball will ricochet off the stumps and go to the boundary. So you cut off that small detail just to make sure you stay in the moment. But after 2 overs, Myanmar on the charge, they are 17 for no loss.
A stark opposite to the way both teams have started here with the bat. Japan, for the most part of the power play, were searching for runs. They were 12 for 2. Myanmar now 17 for no loss in the first 2. Alia once again goes wide down the leg side.
And there's a very good shape on that ball. She just needs to get it in the right areas. Now she will change angle and come from left arm round the wicket. That's the ball. Again, yes and no call. They could be in trouble. When it rains, it pours, and Japan just cannot get anything right. The chance for a run out goes begging.
Just before the start of this game, the coach of Japan was actually super confident in their fielding abilities. What he mentioned was batting and bowling might be turning on and off on the day, but we are always on the mark in terms of field. So far, they've let him down. It's been mindless fielding so far.
Good connection. Hit with some power there from Kim Min. Some work to do for the fielder, but Ayanka comes around and does the cleanup. As I mentioned, it's just really because for a very good team with their fielding ability, Japan, sometimes that's the pressure that gets to you. So someone just you sort of get the ball and hold it and just tell everyone just come down for a second. Let us reset. Wides. Not very well done there by the wicketkeeper. I think Kim Min is tired, but there was an opportunity for a double. Not very easy conditions for the players, really, when you're out there in the middle. She's been keeping 20 overs. Now she comes out to bat immediately. Didn't have enough time in the shed.
Yes. Now her batting partner will get her opportunity against the left arm option.
Good areas there from Chandel.
Important now, she keeps that ball as a template for the rest of this over at least. Tell there, just letting that one go to the keeper.
Again, a beautiful delivery. Missed the top of off there by the barest of margins. I think for Wong, the job is very simple for her. Kim Min has already set herself in, so she just needs to protect her end.
Finally, Japan fielders, you can hear them, and that's good.
Yeah, those first really 2 overs have rattled them and put them on the back of the ropes. Like I mentioned, you just sort of just calm down and then you get into your rhythm.
Take a deep breath.
Full toss and no connection for Awong. I think that's where she will feel like she's missed out on that. That's a sort of ball that you want to cash in, especially from a left-hand bowler. But after 3 overs, Myanmar are 22 for no loss. Changing the bowling for Japan. Nonoha taken out of the attack. Not a bad plan here from the captain, Mai. You just need to share the ball around. You just never know which bowler has the luck, so there's no point in sticking in one person.
Yes, and Kato has got runs herself, so she'll be confident with this second skill. Shimako Kato, right arm medium pace.
thought about the run, turned it down. Two players you feel that they've had the luck today, so they come up against each other. Who will be coming out on top?
Even if it's a 0-0 battle, Myanmar still will have the upper hand.
Good off, a chance for a catch. Again, put down. The ball was dying on the fielder, so I think the best option there was diving in front rather than waiting for it to carry to you.
Yes, couple of opportunities have gone down already for Japan, and they will be gutted with that.
Much better play there from Kim Min. Oh, again, misfields there by the captain. He's having an off day at that mid-off position. She's put down a chance. That ball going through her body.
Yes, and so much of T20 cricket, as you have mentioned, Dennis, is about momentum, about gaining momentum and then keeping it. On the contrary, once you have lost momentum, so difficult to gain it back.
And very well ball there by Kato. That's the problem about this game that we love so much, cricket. Somehow when you're having an off day, it really works on your side. You just don't seem to get anything right.
Can you switch the bails or do something like that?
Yeah, we've seen Stuart Broad do it. Wicket time. The timber rattled by Kato, and Japan get their first breakthrough.
Well, as it turns out, the bails will be reshuffled maybe, because Kato has just dislodged them. Wonderful Yorker under pressure, and that's taken out Telltale there. She was late onto that. Japan have drawn first blood, and how desperately they needed that.
Yeah, Awong departs because Kato has been able to keep it wicket to wicket. You miss, I hit. And she's been able to hit. Myanmar 23 for 1 after 3.5.
Yes, just get a feeling in terms of a backlift, she was way too late onto that Yorker. The bat was already up by the time the ball had hit the stumps, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah, played all around it. The ball was up in the slot. But Awong just never got the connection. The captain in at number 3 for Myanmar. So joins Kim Min.
Do you think now Japan, having gotten that breakthrough, should be able to refocus, calm down, and bring their best possible foot forward ahead in this power play?
Yeah, very much so. And I think that's a break will work for Japan. They can be able to regroup. In the slot. Very well ball there by Kato. Didn't miss the stumps there very much. But a very, very good over there for Shimaka Kato. Myanmar 23 for 1 after 4 overs.
Yes, if Myanmar finish on the right side of the result in this particular game, that will be massive for their entire contingent out there. Because they've been trying a few things. They've been trying to get foreign coaches in Myanmar to go on and then teach the homegrown coaches and the players so that the knowledge gets passed on. Win here will be massive.
A change in the bowling for Japan. She was unbeaten on 42 in the first innings. Ayaka Stafford is the new bowler, only 16 years of age.
Yes, and plays for the Australian under-19 team already. So you can understand that even at such an early age, she's got a high ceiling as a player. Leggy.
Up in the air, a chance for a catch, and it's taken. Ayaka with the breakthrough, and the hard hitting Kinmin will have to depart for 17 of 18. And Myanmar lose their second.
Yes, a poor shot against the turn there. If you take a look at that particular attempt from Kinmin, the ball spinning away. She was trying to hit long on, leading edge. And finally, something sticks for the captain. Second wicket and an important one to bring Stafford in the game.
Yeah, good leadership from the captain, but you can see she took herself out of the middle region, placed herself in the covers. But when you're having one of those days, the ball will always find you. But this time, no butterfingers from Mai. She takes a good catch to get rid of Kin Min, who was starting to grow into the game.
Yes, so crucial in one of those days for you to still want the ball. And the fact that she was in a catching position tells you that she was still wanting to have a touch, positive touch. That is, and she's got it. That'll bring Zon Lin on strike, and Myanmar now in serious need of a partnership.
When tossed up in the air by Ayaka Stafford. Very good areas there from Ayaka. Ayaka plays cricket way beyond her age. Like Baba said, she has a big, big ceiling. Up in the air, a chance for a catch, and it's taken. 2 wickets in this over for Ayaka. And she has the luck for Japan today because everything she's touching is turning into gold.
Yes, Myanmar now tumbling down. Kurumi Ota down at the mid-on boundary. Track this one down. Again, the drift in, the spin away. Batter trying to hit onside off the leading edge. Too simple now. Double wicket maiden for Ayaka Stafford here to go with the runs that she got. And she's put Japan ahead in this contest.
Yeah, Japan, after a shaky start, they're starting to get the advantage in the game. And see that from Stafford again, tossed up in the air, in the slot. Wanted to go over the infield, but no connection, especially when you're trying to hit against the spin. And a very, very good catch. For a side that prides themselves on their fielding, Japan are now seizing the initiative with what they do best.
Somebody needs to stop this collapse as far as Myanmar are concerned.
Very well played there by the captain. Maiden wicket over for Ayaka Stafford. 2 wickets. Looking at the team list for Japan, and she clearly stood out first by her age. But now she's standing out by her performances.
Wicketkeeper has just moved that cover point fielder a lot squarer now.
Swing and a miss here from the captain. Don't know what So is thinking, but you've lost 3 quick wickets. Maybe a good time for you to just try and regroup and assess the situation.
This was almost the time when Japan's captain was starting to lose the plot and playing a lot of shots. So shouldn't repeat that.
Pitched up, and this time they will take off quickly for a single. Very good shot at the stumps.
What difference those wickets make. Take a look at the fielding now. The backup arrived in time. The throw was flat, closer to the stumps. Fielding is so often a result of the kind of body language and mindset you already have. They've got it right now, Japan.
And good areas there from Kato, just doing the basics very right, wicket to wicket. And I told you, Baba, that that break in play really worked for Japan. Most times that's all you need. When you're going well, you don't want a break. But when things are not going well for you, the break is very important for you to get together again. And very well played, but straight to the fielder. The Myanmar dugout at the start of these innings was very, very loud. Now it's gone quiet, and the noise is coming from Japan. And very well played there by Kato. Another good over from Japan. They're now coming from behind and making sure that they start to take control of the game. And at the end of the power play, Myanmar 24 for 3.
Yes, only in the second ACC event, Japan lost it in the quarterfinals last time they were here in this tournament, hoping to now make it past that with this performance. A strange looking hoik there from Tintin So. Lucky that it didn't carry to that deep mid-wicket fielder. She's got to avoid that slog at least for now, Dennis.
Yeah, Baba, one of the things we saw Japan do very well, especially Ayaka and Kato, was using their feet against the flight. And played very well, but nowhere to go. So with the flight that is being bowled by Ayaka, if you get stuck in your crease and you try to hit against the spin, you could be in trouble.
That shot there was impressive from May. On this surface, I believe you can give yourself that extra time by rocking on the back foot. There is runs to be had here. Don't go back if it's that full though, Dennis.
Exactly. As Barrett said, she's listening to you. Maybe she's taking the advice for every ball. Because that's a ball where you want to use your feet, get to the pitch of the ball. Again, very well played by Ayaka, tossed up in the air. So difficult to play, especially if you're going to stay in your crease. And very well played. As the googly, the other one.
Just looked like from the front of the hand, rather. Didn't spin, but you're right. Was angling in.
Again, nowhere to go. Yes. Just the one run off that over from Ayaka. Tightening the grip on this game, Japan right now. Can't seem to find any runs for now, Myanmar, because they're 25 for 3 after 7 overs. Baba, I'll tell you, Myanmar not so far from where Japan were when they started, scoring at just about 4 runs every over. And then there was just that one passage of play in the game where Kato and Ayaka combined very well to get the runs going. So just need one good partnership to get you ahead.
Yes, this was the time, 6 to 10 over mark. That partnership flourished. Here is Mamta.
Swing and a miss.
Yes, the captain of Myanmar. She's been playing a few wild slogs, yet to connect one properly. And Mamta will be hoping that if So continues to play that shot, she's always in the game. Mamta Kaswan, the off spinner.
See the other plan here from Japan. They haven't gone on the defense yet. They still have an attacking field. Wides indicated.
Maipo got in a very good position there. Any amount of bat onto that would have beaten the vacant shot fine region.
Tossed up in the air. And I think you can see the plan here from Japan is just to make sure they stay on the front foot. Even outside the power play, they haven't spread the field yet. They still have very many fielders in those attacking positions.
Well, the breeze has picked up once again, so if she connects it, it's going to be with the breeze.
That one will go through to the sweeper. Not a good ball for Mamta.
Dennis, how important it is when you're playing in an open ground like this to be aware of the wind factor.
And trying to go big, the captain wants to make sure they are staying on the front foot as well. They don't want to play themselves into a shell. But you make a good point about the wind. I haven't seen teams trying to go very big.
If they want, though, this is the end.
Again, tossed up in the air, but straight to the sweeper. Good discipline here from the bowlers of Japan. Thing is, sometimes for teams, when you realize that the ground is too big for you to try and go aerial, so you focus on trying to hit the ball hard and on the ground.
And do you think Stafford to continue as well from the other end?
Very well played there by Mamta. Yeah, I would go with Stafford again just to try and pick a wicket, especially the captain. Now that the captain is on strike, that's when you bring her on. If the captain is off strike, you could think otherwise. 8 overs gone, 29 for 3, Myanmar. Nono Hayashimoto will come back into the attack. At least I'm not the captain, so my decision won't count. My deciding to go back to Nonoha. Again, goes across the line, the captain, but you just get the 1 run. Swings very hard. I don't know if that's a style of play.
Even if she does, don't think she's connecting well because of how tilted her head is at the point of contact. Wouldn't want to be too technical here because it's just about getting the runs no matter how you get it. But if you don't have that head in the right position, Dennis, more often than not, it's going to hit everywhere else but the middle of the bat.
Not a very good ball there from Nonoha. Yeah, I think it's just that's really the art of batting. Sometimes if you don't do the right things well, then they will impair you, especially if you want to either play big shots or even want to play with a bit of grit. Good shot there, flick, but won't carry to the fielder, so they'll just get the 1 run. Flick off the pads from May.
Yes, in terms of the scoreboard, May has only scored, what, 2 out of 13 now? So, yes, she needs to perhaps get a move on, but even the captain, Tintin So, although she's 5 from 9, she's mishit most of those 9 balls.
Yeah, goes again. So, rare misfields. think the spin on the ball beating the fielder.
Yes, looks like So is a bottom hand dominated player. Hence, you can see the lines from Japan so far. They've been trying to cramp her for room. They've bowled within the stumps to So.
Takes off the pace, Nonoha. Japan, a country with a strong heritage in baseball. So I'm thinking it helps them. The skills are transferable anyway.
Yeah, especially with the cutters, the change-ups. They all come from baseball, the moon ball, the slow ball, all of it.
Wicket. The timber is disturbed behind by Nonoha. And Myanmar lose their fourth wicket.
Yes, just the angle, taking the ball slightly away. Delivered that from closer to the umpire as well. And looked like once again May played all around the straight ball. Not only losing wickets, but losing momentum, Myanmar. 32 for 4. They're down in the trenches now after 9.
Yeah, Japan now all over Myanmar like a rush and are in trouble. They are 32 for 4 in response to the 107 that is required for them to pick up the win. It's a knockout game in this group because the winner takes all. The winner will be moving on to the quarterfinals. And for now, it's advantage Japan as we get to the halfway stage of the game. Mamta will continue. I think the resistance from Myanmar has to come from the captain, Tin So. She needs to bat deep as Ayanda did for Japan, just to try and give her team a chance of winning the game.
And Dennis, sometimes how you get your first few runs translates a bit of confidence to the dugout. So far, So hasn't done so.
Again, a chance of in the air, but goes through the gap in covers. Happened on the previous over as well. Gets a single off the first ball, and whoever she leaves on strike is sort of on shaky ground. So I don't know if Tin So can take responsibility for the run scoring.
Having said that, the previous shot perhaps has been the best from her in this innings, hitting through the line.
So you sort of feel that the rest of the guys who get on strike just don't have the skill that she has to try and score runs. So they're either trying to survive, or if not, they go to the wrong option and they get themselves out.
Moe now was defensive for that first ball.
And yes and no call. That's the advantage of staying in attacking positions. That could have easily been a single if the field had been spread. And very well ball there by Mamta.
Yes, knowing that these two batters aren't sweeping, she's persisting with that good length.
And tossed up in the air, a chance for a catch, and it's not taken. Hesitation there from the fielder, and in the end, it just falls short.
Yes, looked like the front of the hand delivery that from Mamta. Hence, it just kind of held its line. The leading edge was dropped.
Yeah, very well played there by the captain. And that dot ball will get us to the halfway stage in comparison to both sides and where they were. Japan at the halfway stage were 40 for 3. Myanmar are 34 for 4. They will need to kick on in the final half of this particular game here at the STC Oval. Situation, Myanmar 34 for 4 in pursuit of 107 in 20 overs. We'll take a drinks break and we'll be back. We are back for the second half. Myanmar is 34 for 4 in 10 overs. They will need 73 runs from 60 balls. But advantage Japan, they've gotten rid of all the good batters. And all they need to do for the next 10 overs is make sure that they take control of the game and seize the initiative if they're going to move on to the quarterfinals. Yasumoto comes back into the attack.
Yes, Dennis, too early to call maybe, but looks like it's Japan's game to lose from here on in. They've got the grip on Myanmar. They just need to kill the game by taking a few more wickets, perhaps.
Leg side.
That little late movement from the batter is continuously in modern day game being watched very closely by the umpires, but that was down the leg side. It's a good call from the ump there.
Yeah, well played, soft hands, but straight to the fielder. That's what I was telling you, Baba, that every time So is not on strike, you sort of worry for Myanmar. Because the other options just don't seem like they have the skill to score the runs. They can survive, yes, but the skill to just get the runs going is a bit difficult. Big shot loading, but up in the air. The fielder comes around and they look at each other with the ball dropping right in the between them. There was no call for the catch, and the chance goes begging.
Yes, you can always debate that both were in a good position, but it's the fielder who was running in from the boundary. That was her catch.
Yeah, the basics they are missing from the two fielders. They always tell you, make sure you make the loudest call for the catch so that you don't impair the vision of your partner.
And the call should be mine and not yours.
Big swing there from the captain. The ball coming off that outside edge. That should have the legs to get to the boundary. It's been a while for Myanmar, but finally they get something out of from the captain.
Yeah, she's been swinging hard for 13 balls now. Finally gets a thickish outside edge that races towards the third boundary. Now in terms of score, they've equaled where Japan were at the end of 10 over mark. But it's the extra wicket that they have lost. And so far, looks like the lack of depth in batting.
Yeah, very good skills there from Yashimoto. Takes the pace of the ball because So has had a liking for swinging for it.
Being a strong bottom-handed player, Dennis, would you perhaps suggest somebody like So to be standing, perhaps covering the stumps a little more? I think now she's doing so.
Good connection there off the bat. And that ball should rest to the boundary. Sweet, sweet sound coming off the bat there of the captain. Splits both fielders and races to the boundary.
I think it's fantastic game awareness as well. How she was standing, covering the stumps so she can get closer to the line of the ball when it's just outside off. Hence, that came from the middle of the bat. By covering the stumps, automatically her head position becomes a lot better. This is great awareness.
Down the leg side, wides overcompensating there, Yashimoto. You make a good point there, Baba. My advice was really for the bowlers. Because with that bottom hand, she's looking at everything pitched up. It will be very easy for her to connect with it. Just drag the length back a bit.
Yes, drag the length back, and if you have got the off cutter that leaves her, that's perfect.
Very good offer there from the captain. That's what I was mentioning, that every time she's on strike, Myanmar look very, very good because she has the ability to score runs. I think the best bowler to bowl to So would be Chandel, who opened the bowling, because she has the ball dipping into her. So it would cause her a bit of problems.
And of course, the leg spinner.
So then the decision for the captain would be you try and get your best bowler to bowl to their best batter, and if they can get them out, you should be in business. But 11 overs gone, 47 for 7, Myanmar.
Yes, top call, Dennis. Bring the leggy on, perhaps. They're sticking to the offbeat.
I think sometimes teams overthinking it, trying to save the best for last, but there may not be any last. So you live in the present. Mamta back into the attack again. Run off the first ball. If I'm Japan, I try and squeeze in on more. Ball as many balls as possible to her.
Yeah, that's good captaincy. There was a long on before. Now that comes to mid-on. Mid-on and mid-off, both up.
Again, think about a chance for a run out. The throw not collected at the bowler's end, but the chance was on. Maybe a one bounce throw on top of the stumps could have been a better idea.
Yes, and it's that aggressive captaincy that created the chance in the first place. Now you can see, for So, both of them have gone back on the fence.
Yeah, very, very good cricket here from Japan. Very good game awareness. Just get the one run. These are things you like to see in the game of cricket when teams operate like this. They're not just going through the motions, but they are thinking about the game and making those decisions live in play.
Yes, once again, the two straight fielders inside the circle. Sweeper goes back.
Oh, chance. Just falls into that empty cover region. It's just the angles for those two fielders that are poor. And I don't know if the keeper can. The only way is the wicketkeeper helping you with that. It's just the angles are poor. You can see the captain is behind the fielder in front. Very good, very, very good stuff. Good cricket here for Myanmar in this over. They're also reading the game as well as Japan. You move back, we'll take the single. If you come in, then we'll also hit the sweeper.
As a result, even after losing those 4 wickets, game hanging in perfect balance here.
Again, very, very good stuff. Very good stuff here from Myanmar. They're also taking their chances and taking the risk. 6 runs from that over without any risk whatsoever for Myanmar. They brought up their 50. They are 53 for 4 after 12 overs. I'll tell you what, Baba, what I would have done in that over from the captain Mai, because May was trying to hit the sweeper, Mo was trying to hit the sweeper. Just keep the cover up, because that has to be a good shot to go in that direction.
They will be keeping it up against the leg spinner now. I believe that is a little risky. Can hit with the spin.
Yeah, let her hit with the spin, because it has to be a very good shot. And she doesn't look like she's the most convention of batters to get it through the covers. Chance, and it's taken. Handshake given back to the bowler. Ayaka comes back into the attack and immediately breaks a partnership that looked like it was growing.
Yes, once again beaten for the lack of pace there. Wonderful bit of flight from Stafford. She's batted enough on the surface to know lack of pace is what works for the bowlers here. And that's what exactly she's done in the second spell. Now half the side back in the hut for Myanmar. Captain very much out there, but she's losing out on partners.
Yeah, that's the sort of partnership that Myanmar needed. But unfortunately, it hasn't been able to kick on. Now the captain, the Lone Ranger for Myanmar. That's what I told you, the Baba, that just need to put a lot more pressure on the other partner, because so in her own element, she can be able to take the game away from you. So the pressure should be on the other person.
Yes, so just had a little word with the new batter that's walked out.
Yeah.
Zadly win.
Yeah, apart from giving you a word of faith. But ooh. I don't know what she told her, but she nearly got herself out on the first ball, needlessly dancing down the wickets.
Having said that, Zadly Win becomes the first batter in this entire game to attempt a sweep shot at least. So I'll take that as a positive.
Yeah, the sweep shot against the spin and against someone who's just conceded 1 run.
Especially when it's your first ball.
Yeah, 1 run from 15 balls. Again, a chance. Ooh, nearly. The only thing that hasn't turned into goal for Ayaka. Nearly pulled off a blinder of a catch. But it's shaky for Zali. She had it easy with the ball, but she's not having it any easy with the bat.
Yeah, Stafford now deceiving batters in the air and off the pitch as well.
Chance for a catch and dropped. That should have been the 4th wicket for Ayaka.
One thing for sure, Zarli Lean has come out with some real intent. Last ball of this over has been a great one.
Yeah, the captain goes across the line, finds the gap. That's why I've told you that every time. Oh, in the midfield, the throw is wild from Ayaka. There was a chance there of a run out.
Dennis, Zarli needs to realize Thin So is not the quickest between the wickets here. So if you push her, there is a chance you're putting yourself and her in danger. Couple of runs nevertheless.
Big danger. 13 overs, 56 for 5. Very, very impressive bowling figures there from Ayaka Stafford. 3 for 4 in 3 overs. She's clearly the go-to player for Japan for everything. Exactly, Japan doing the right thing, putting pressure on the new batter. Don't allow them to get off strike.
And half an opportunity for Zarli, who's looked to swing every ball.
Very good shot there from Zali. Fighting fire with fire. And she gets it through the infield and all the way to the boundary.
Yes, I've loved her intent for all the 4 balls that we have seen so far. Swept her first ball. That was against the spin. This was driven with the spin. Ball spinning back in, and she's beaten mid-off with that powerful shot.
Yeah, but that's a poor effort there from the bowler, Mamta. As a spinner, you're expected to be strong against your own bowling. She just put the lazy hand, and that's why the ball went to the boundary. Another swing and a miss. Let's see what that shot did. But she has already influenced changes in the field. Now both fielders deciding to back off instead of staying up front.
Yes, now be smart and find them deep fielders. Pick up one.
No chance whatsoever. You want to be very brave in the fight, especially now that all you need is a win. Just keep them up front and just change the length a bit. Don't allow her to use her feet and come down the pitch.
Slowing it down even further, Mamta. That is so good to see.
Pulled away by Zali.
Missed out there, maybe? Solitary fielder inside the circle. You hit a little wider to that fielder. There's runs to be had.
Yeah, I tell you, sometimes it's not very, very easy to find the gaps. But if you can find the run, you will take that.
So has been off strike for a while.
Yeah, she's been kept quiet on the other end. But I think everyone realizing that at this stage of the game, both sides have to be hitting. It can't only be on the captain. Very well struck there by So. But we'll go straight to the fielder so they'll get just the 1 run. Not a bad over there from Mamta. Take away the boundary that she conceded on the first ball. Would have been much, much better. This game, like a middleweight contest, very, very evenly poised. 62 for 5 after 14. Baba, will tell you what, Myanmar are not going away. And this may have to go all the way. We might have a late show, you think?
Yet to have a tie in this tournament.
Ayaka will be bowling her final over. Yeah, the thing is, why that stamping is so difficult to effect is that the ball is so slow. And it is illegal for a wicketkeeper to collect it before the ball crosses the stumps.
And also there was a bit of turn. So the keeper has to go away from the stumps to bring it back. That had enough time for So to put the bat down.
I don't
Confident decision from Afia Huma.
Yeah. I don't know if they made the calculation that she's bowling her final over. This time it's gone. Took so long to go back in her crease. But we were just talking about it, that they should have made the calculation that she's bowling her final over. So just don't try and give her a wicket and you deal with the rest of the bowling. But that's in the past, and in the present, So will have to depart.
Dream figures for Ayaka Stafford here, 4 for 4. The 4th one is the opposition captain. Beats her with flight, guile, spin. delight for the keeper there. And Dennis would perhaps really embrace that joy. The level of keeping in this game so far has been phenomenal.
Yeah, both wicket keepers have been amazing today. But take nothing away there from Ayaka. Deceived her on the first delivery, just never got the decision. But this time, so turned around so much. By the time she put her bat back, I think she was gone for all money.
Yes, you don't want to be critical of these batters, but the only thing perhaps So needs to work on is perhaps get a little more fitter between the wickets so that she can convert her singles into doubles so that there is not a lot of pressure for her to hit boundaries. New batter in.
And very well ball there by Ayaka. 4 for her. Ball very, very well.
3 more dot balls and the figures will be 4.
And very well bowled. Lin not taking any chances. And I thought that's how maybe the captain should have batted. Just don't try to give Ayaka a wicket.
And if they had to go, it was Zarli, not her.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the captain departed, you feel that even the chance or the opportunity for Myanmar to try and make a charge for it at the back end just sort of evaporated.
Youngest in the squad with perhaps dream figures here. Last ball of a spell. Ends with that. 4 overs, 4 wickets and just 4 maidens to go with a solid run with the bat. Ayaka Stafford have put Japan ahead in this must-win game.
Yeah, Yaka Stafford, what a fine all-round performance from her. Got the runs with the bat, and she has also come out and done the business with the ball. I think she'll be a strong contender for player of the match today. 62 for 6 after 15 overs, Myanmar.
Yes, this will be a rather easy call for the officials. We have seen some tight games in this tournament where multiple players have put their hand up. In this particular fixture, it's Stafford all the way.
Baba, I don't want to crush your party, but I was leaving room for a hero win for Myanmar because this game is not yet done. They need 45 from 30 balls.
Oh, you're right. Never say never.
Just been looking at the team list, some of the names in this in the Japan lineup, they sound like Ugandan names. Kato is a twin name in Uganda. So if you have 2 boy twins, the one who comes out last is called Kato, and the one who comes out first is called Waswa. So when you find Kato in Uganda, just know that's a twin name. Back in the attack, Shimako Kato. Shimako Kato as well bowled very, very well in her first spell. She created a lot of pressure and had the first breakthrough for the team.
Yes, lives in the UK, plays for the MCC, Shimako Kato. So gets a good amount of cricket under her belt all around the year. And that's how she's executed her skills, first with the bat, now with the ball.
Oh, nearly. It's inside edge. I don't think the batter knew so much about that, but they will get through. I think Japan over the years have team not very well known for cricket over the years, but in the last few years, they've just started to rise as a cricketing nation. And it's very, very good to see them doing the business. We've seen the under 19 team at the under 19 World Cup. Swinging for it. We'll go to the sweeper. The way they took the first run looked like they were interested in a second.
Yes, that was good work from that sweeper fielder. Come and quickly keep it down to just 1. You're right, and the cricket is growing in all aspects there is. been lucky enough to call some of the games for the men's team, for the senior men's team. The wonderful bit of talent pool that they have got too.
Very good stuff here from Kato. Yeah, no doubt the amount of work that Alan, the CEO, and his team have done recently. They had the Japan Premier League going with some international superstars. Those are the things that you want to see when you come from the other side of the world. You think that maybe you're the only ones making a move, but there are a lot of teams making big moves in the cricketing world.
Yes, the WJL that finished recently was the T20 domestic competition for the women's team in Japan. And as you mentioned, some foreign players coming in for that particular contest as well. That would have helped these homegrown girls to really gain that experience to rub shoulders with the best.
Yeah, I would tell you, Baba, that the amount of feedback I'm going to take back to my team is that I've seen a lot of cricket in Asia, and the teams are amazing. Some very, very good cricket I've seen for the last 3 days. And it's good to see. I think it's just good for the whole ecosystem to develop. We just need to come together, keep competing. And that's why tournaments like this Asian Women's Premier League, Premier Cup is very, very important.
Yes, it's a league of its own. 16 done, 6-6 for 6.
Ayumi Fujikawa, the new bowler for Japan. Myanmar slowly but surely running out of resources for them to find the winning runs. Japan, for them, they just need to make sure they control the game all the way up to the end if they are going to get the result.
Yes, considering how teams are placed in this particular group, net run rate might still play a part. You want them to keep the runs down still.
Swing and a miss. Touch too late there from the keeper. The opportunity was on, but because she had to collect the ball first and come back in front, just couldn't effect the stamping in time.
Smart line from Ayumi to keep it outside the hitting arc.
Usually the trick in these situations is you take out the mid wickets, add them as an extra fielder on the onside. And goes across the line. But no connection whatsoever for Zali.
He's batting the first few overs. The energy on the field has been spot on from Japan here.
This time she connects and she finds the gap. Top effort from the fielders, but that's the gap I was talking about. Just take out that mid wicket inside the ring and put them on the boundary. That will save you so many runs.
Yes, finally something to cheer for that Myanmar dugout. Zarli clearly the last hope for them. And she's got that welcome boundary in. The gap was very much in front, straighter. That's where she got it.
Tries to go again. This time it will go straight to the fielder. I'll tell you the thing that creates the gap, Baba, is that because you have a mid wicket inside the ring, the two fielders behind her will be standing on either the right or the left. So if you hit the ball smartly past that fielder, the other two will not have a chance of carrying it off.
So at least for Zarli, would you then suggest to have a deep mid wicket and a cow corner?
Exactly, because that's where she's looking to hit. So every time she makes the connection, at this stage, you want to cut off the boundaries. You can allow the singles, but you want to cut off the boundaries. Wides indicated. And see there, Fujikawa is trying to take off the spin of the on the ball. I mean, the flight on the ball.
One boundary and a smidgen of pressure on the bowler.
Very well said there, Baba. Tossed up in the air and then very well connected, but this time to go straight to the fielder. What you've said, Baba, is at this situation, you want to cut off boundaries, not save singles. So of the two, you take your pick. Because every time you allow a boundary, that's more pressure on you. 74 for 6 after 17, Myanmar.
STC Oval heating up with the sun right above the players right now. And so is this contest. 33 to get from 3. And you'd like to think this is the crucial over. A tight over here from Kato. You'd like to believe Japan should get home from there on in. If they can get a few boundaries, make this into an 8-run, 10-run over, Myanmar are still fighting.
Yeah, Shimako Kato, and a good offer. You can see what the runs and the running between the wicket and the boundaries have created for Myanmar. Created a certain belief and faith for the two batters, especially Zali. So they're not fearful of offering at anything. Very well played again. The call is for 2, and they should get 2. Tell you what, if they get to the 19th over and they can see the 90-run mark, then everything can happen at the back end.
Yes, and excellent awareness from Zadli to just open the face of the bat for that particular shot so that she could hit that to the left of the captain and pick up 2. They know Kato has been bowling well, so don't want to give her a wicket here.
Again, good placements, good awareness here from Myanmar. This bit of conviction was what got to the captain was really the pressure of not scoring runs from the other end. Maybe she had been a little bit patient and just not try and take on Ayaka. With her at this moment, she could have given her team a big advantage.
A massive, Dennis.
They run for it. They are now running for everything. Again, touch risky there from Japan. If the ball goes past the fielder at mid-wicket, that can rest to the boundary and then there's more pressure on you.
Important ball there. Kato has kept it tight all throughout this over. Last 2 balls.
And a very good shot straight to the sweeper. What Myanmar are praying for right now is just a boundary. The ones are good, but a boundary right now will sort of release so much pressure for them.
Yes, because Shimako Kato, 1 for 12, isn't suddenly going to bowl wides and no balls, so you will have to get them with the bat in hand. This becomes a real free hit for Lin Lin.
Shots. Gets the outside edge. Some work to do for the fielder at third man, and she does so well to keep it in. The boundary that Myanmar needed, we will not find, and that effort might have given more advantage to Japan.
Yes, Mamta Kaswan, the off-spinner there, diving full length, saved 2 more. Down to the last 12, Myanmar need 25.
I think she just didn't save 2 runs, just even psychologically. Boundary could have given a lot of confidence to Zele. Now that she didn't, they need to do something. In the final 12 balls, it's It's 82 for 6 after 18. Baba, I trust that you're good with math. It's now 24 of 12 balls that is required. What would you do?
If I'm Alia Chandel, first thing I don't want to do is bowl extras. She struggled with that in that first over. I want to bowl only 6 balls in this over. That's the first goal.
And if you are Zali Win or Lin Lin, what would be your options?
I'll be aiming for the KL tar.
Swing and a miss, a dot ball, good for Japan. And wisdom there from the keeper just to hold on to the ball. Now is a time when the pressure is on both sides, not just one end. Whoever panics might be on the wrong end of the result.
Yes, Zarli can actually shuffle across here.
And very well played. This time they just run for it. That's the thing. We mentioned it, Baba, that a lot of the teams really just like to play in front of the field, not so many square shots. Maybe that's why they don't put fielders in those regions, because they know that's not a gap.
Especially with the lack of pace, I know that shot is difficult, but you got to explore, especially now.
Another swing and a miss. Top quality bowling here from Chadel. Every dot ball makes the job more difficult.
Yeah, clearly now it's slipping away. Just 9 legal balls remaining to get these 24 runs.
Swings for it, a chance for a catch. Comes very quickly to the fielder. Won't go to the boundary, but they will get 2. I don't know, in the context of the game, I don't know if that's a chance that's put down or 2 runs saved.
The later, perhaps, Dennis. Haruna Iwasaki was very much in position, but the ball just ricochets off her palms there.
Short, but straight to the fielder. It's around it. That's very, very good wicket keeping. Just allow the single. And see the keeper firmly behind the ball just to make sure it doesn't get past her. I don't know whether Iwasaki knew so much about the ball that was coming to her. She came in very, very quickly, and the ball was also coming to her quickly. So in the end, it sort of just collided. Just get the 1 run. Very well ball there by Chandel. Difficult over to bowl under pressure, but she doesn't concede the boundary, and that will make the job more difficult for Myanmar in the final over because they need 21 runs from 6 balls.
Yes, Dennis, that's the game for me. Alia Chandel in that penultimate over kept things so tight that now it's well, close to impossible now for Lin Lin and Zarli to get more than 20 in that last over.
Yeah, usually they will tell you that the 19th over is where the game is won, for either won or lost for either side. And I think you feel that Chandel has done so well to leave so many runs for Yasumoto to work with in this final over. 21 off 6.
No matter how this game goes, you want Zarli to be facing all 6.
I think one of the things I enjoyed last year when we were watching the Women's World Cup, the 50 over in India, Zali offers, but she'll just get the 1 run. I think in this situation, the first ball is supposed to go for a boundary. If it doesn't, just makes the game more difficult. We saw how many games South Africa won at the back end. So there was never anything impossible for them at the back end.
Yes, the imposing figure of Nadine hitting boundaries as she wished. That was some special late order hitting from her. Let's see if Zarli can replicate that.
I don't know why Zali does that. Lin Lin this time on strike. She sort of just moves away. Either she's sure of where her leg stamp is, but she just moves away.
And that's a big no-no from Noah here. Can't be bowling wides here. Effectively, that first ball has gone for 3 runs here.
They will run for it. Lin Lin connects, but doesn't get any distance past the fielders. Again, good awareness here from Zali. Ayaka was holding on to the ball at the boundary and she wanted to steal a second. But what an effort. Take nothing away from the effort there of Myanmar. They've pushed this game all the way up to the end, which is what they always tell you, your coaches, that make sure you push the game to the end. Things can unravel at the back end.
Yes, keep her up. She's already bowled one down the leg side. 5 wides, not far away perhaps.
Swing and a miss, but gets back very, very quickly. And good stuff here from the keeper. No fear from Zali, even if the keeper is standing up.
Difficult to assess it with the kind of pace on offer that we have seen, but do you think the surface has just gotten slightly quicker?
I think it's just there's no pace in the ball as well. Swing and a miss. Stamping opportunity was on, not taken. But at this stage, at least no runs given away either.
Yes, 2 legal balls now wins it for Japan. It's a bridge too far now for Myanmar, despite the fight they have put.
Again, big swing of the bat there from Zali. And she doesn't get the gap, so they'll just get 2 runs. And you feel that should be the game for Japan with just 1 more ball left. Myanmar E for effort. But almost is always just never good enough.
And there's not to pick between the 2 sides here. It's been a closely fought contest.
Again, another very good effort there from Zali. The ball will just drop in front of the fielder. They try to run a second. And things will be finished off there by a run out. But a top effort there from Myanmar. They won't get over the line. But at least they gave it a very, very good run for it. Consider the run out opportunity, the simplest of run outs for Nonoha as she clips off the bells to complete a big win for Japan, who will see themselves moving on to the quarterfinals. Clearly the difference between the 2 teams, only one name, Ayaka Kato. She's made the difference in the game to ensure that Japan win this game.
Yes, a quarterfinal finish for them the last time they were in this tournament, and they will be going through to the top 8 once again. Women from Japan, and that is at the expense of Myanmar having defeated them in this particular contest. Right at the start of that run chase, there was a lot of stumble from Myanmar as they kept losing wicket inside the power play. It was only until later that there were contributions from Zarli Win and Thin So. 24 for Lin and 22 from So. With the ball, Ayaka Stafford, the leggy, 4 overs, 4 wickets, has really ensured that it's Japan who should be going through to the next round alongside Thailand. We've had a cracker of a game, that is, and we can't really wait to hear from both the captains and find out who's the obvious Player of the Match award with Dennis.
Welcome to the post-match presentation for our first game here at the STC ground. A clash, a must-win for both teams, but Japan winning this close one by 12 runs. We'll start with the play of the match. And to give out the award, I invite the match referee, Das, to come and give out the award. Some outstanding performances today from Shikamato Kato, getting 30 runs, 1 wicket, and 14 runs in her 4 overs. And also someone now from Myanmar, Zali Win, 24 runs, not out. But the player of the match for her all-round performance, 42 runs, not out with the bat, and 4 wickets for 4 runs in 4 overs, Ayaka Stafford Kato from Japan. Ayaka, just stay with me.
Yeah.
An outstanding performance for you, an outstanding all-round performance from you. You came into bat when there was a lot of pressure. What were you thinking, and what was your plan?
Obviously, yeah, there was a lot of pressure, 2 wickets down, but I think the more I stressed, the worse it would have got. So I tried to keep a composed head when I went out there. Mine was already set, so it was good. Yes, the game before we had a partnership together, so it was just like restarting and doing what we did last game.
Yeah, you haven't done anything that hasn't been under pressure today. Even when you came on to bowl, Myanmar started to take the game away. What was your plan?
I think my plan was just also to stay composed. Like, they're a very good team. They're ranked probably higher than us. So I just stuck to my plan. I didn't want to try to do anything else. Obviously, their batters were set. They're a very good batting team, but just stay composed and back myself, yeah.
All right, very well played, and thank you for helping your team win, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
That's a player of the match, Ayaka Kato. We'll now speak to Su from Myanmar. So tough luck for you and the team. Your thoughts about the game?
Yeah, we are trying the best, but we are some given 21 and feeling safe. And Japan team also good team. Yeah, that's what we are main point is 21 extra.
Okay, all right. Hard luck to you, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Yes, thank you.
I'll now speak to the winning captain from Japan, Mai. My poor start from you and the girls with the bat. How was the dugout feeling when you lost some early wickets?
Yeah, I think we had a bit of a rough start. But also that's our plan, like go hard, and yeah, and also the Aya and Shimako batted well in the middle, so that was really good.
All right, Myanmar started very strong in the chase. How were you able to make sure that the girls stay composed and make sure they can bring up the victory?
Yeah, I think we also had a bit rough start with the ball too. We couldn't really take the chances, and yeah, I think the ball is ball well, but also our fielding has to improve more.
You've gotten the result you need. You're into the quarterfinals. What do you want to work on and see the girls do better in the quarterfinals?
Yeah, like I said, we will work on our fielding and also with batting as well.
Okay, well done to you, and go and enjoy the victory with the girls.
Thank you very much.
And that's it from the post-match presentation. But in the afternoon here at the STC Oval, Bahrain will be taking on Thailand.